Greetings, family. This is your brother in the kingdom, Emmanuel Destiny. Welcome to yet another powerful, valuable, educational episode. Of course, guys, we are in our Forex Beginners course, and this is our second episode, by the way, and it's titled, What is Traded in the Forex Market? What do we actually trade? And of course, to beginners, this is just going to be a new concept, new information. To an intermediate and an advanced trader, this may not be new information, but I believe watching this video may be a point of rejuvenation of information, because going back to the basics is just fixing the foundation. And of course, if you're watching this for the very first time, it's good that you're laying the foundation nicely. And of course, if you're watching this and you like the type of content that we offer on our YouTube channel, please kindly trust us to be growing with you in this journey of becoming a Forex trader by subscribing, by liking this video, and watching other videos that we've posted before or prior to this one. Of course, now we want to go straight into the market into the information that I've just prepared for you guys. And I will put a PDF for some people who cannot understand English. I got some people who are commenting to say, well, we speak French or we speak Mandarin, so can you please put a PDF where we can actually Google Translate, because we cannot hear you audibly or nicely. So I will write each and every information here in a PDF form, then you can download it. I will just place a link below. Okay, so we want to just go straight. What is actually traded in the market? So we want to understand what is traded in Forex, and of course, the simple answer there is money, but specifically in currency format, because you're not actually buying anything physical when you're trading Forex. And of course, this can be a bit confusing in the sense that you're not having tangible money. So I would use a simple analogy, even though it's not the best, but this will help you out in order to understand what we're talking about here. Think of buying a currency as buying a share in a particular country, and kind of like buying shares in a company in a way. And the price of the currency is usually a direct reflection of the market's opinion on the current and the future health of its respective economy. So in that way, in Forex trading, when you buy, so let's say the ZAR, you're basically buying a share in the South African economy. And of course, provided that actually goes, or that you're basically saying to yourself, because I'm buying the South African ZAR, I am believing that the market or the economy will get better as time goes, so you can make a profit. And of course, when you sell, you're simply saying that the South African market is simply going to be losing strength or value, and of course you'll also make a profit from that. And in general, the exchange rate of a currency versus other currencies is a reflection of the condition of the country's economy compared to other economies. That's why, in fact, we're going to be trading pairs, and that's what I want to actually talk about. So, but before we can actually talk about pairs, we want to talk about major currencies that are traded, and of course, I will advise you which currencies as a beginner to go for. So we want to go into it right now. Although there are a lot of currencies that you can trade as a new Forex trader, it will be good for you to probably start trading major currencies or major pairs. So some of the currencies that we're going to be talking about, that we're going to find later in pairs, is your Canadian dollar there, as you can see it, is your British or Great British Pound. We have the euro out there, and of course we have the US dollar or United States dollar. We have the Swiss franc, we have the Australian dollar, we have the Japanese yen, and of course the last one there, we have the New Zealand dollar. That's some of the major currencies. Now this is going to take us to our next point that I want to submit to you, which are some of the nicknames that are given to these major currencies. And it's quite relevant for you, even though it's not the most important thing that you ought to know as a trader, but it's something good that maybe when you're in a meeting, a broker's meeting or something, you're well knowledgeable enough that you know your stuff as a forex trader, and you want to lay that foundation and that mentality. And of course, let's just go straight into it right now. So the words for, or rather the code there, we have USD, and of course the country is United States, and of course the currency, what they usually call it, is the US dollar or just a dollar. And of course the nickname or the trading name that we ought to use there is the BAC. Then of course we have the next one there, which is the euro, coming from all the United Eurozone. Okay, so, and then of course we have the currency being called euro, but the nickname for it in trading, we refer to it as fiber. And of course we have the Japanese, or from Japan, and of course it's called yen. And of course we just keep it simple as yen as the nickname there. Then we have the Great Britain, and the currency there is pound, and the nickname there is kilo. We have Switzerland, and of course the currency there is referred to as franc, but in trading you can just call it Swiss. And of course we have the Canadian dollar, and of course the nickname there will be loonie. We have the Australian dollar, and of course the nickname there would be Aussie. Then the last one there, we have the New Zealand dollar, and of course the nickname there would be Kiwi. So it's just some of the terminologies that you ought to acquaint yourself with, that you may have the relevant knowledge. Now we want to go into typically why are this pairs structured in such a way when it comes to the market. And this is just simple knowledge. As I said, guys, we just want to keep it as short as possible per episode, and we want to bring in the content consistently. So of course currency pairs are always having 3 letters with it. You're gonna see each and every time, where the first 2 identify the name of the country, and then of course the third letter identifies the name of the country's currency. Usually the first letter, or rather the first letter of the currency, is of course the country, and of course the last one is the currency. So these 3 letters are known as the ISO 4217 currency codes. And of course, this was established by 1973 when the International Organization for Standardization established 3-letter codes for currencies that we may use today. And of course, an example there is NZ, representing, of course, New Zealand. And of course, we have the D standing for the dollar. So of course, guys, that's it for this episode. I just hope that it really blessed you much, and that you were brought to a common understanding, which is a very simple one, to say what we trade in Forex is actually just currencies. And of course the major ones, it's basically all of those ones that I listed there. And of course, if this has blessed you so much, please kindly subscribe, like, and even share this video with your friends and family. And of course, as you're subscribed, switch on that notification bell, that as soon as I post an episode, you'll be the first one to actually watch and get that valuable content. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch me on the next episode.